Welcome, I'm Father John Roberts. Thank you for joining me. We're going to read today from the Gospel according to St. Luke, the 3rd chapter, the 15th through the 17th verse, and the 21st to the 22nd verse. Let us read. As the people were filled with expectation, and all were questioning in their hearts concerning John the Baptist, whether he might be the Messiah, John answered all of them by saying, I baptize you with water, but one who is more powerful than I is coming. I am not worthy to untie the thong of his sandals. He will baptize you with the Holy Spirit and fire. His winnowing fork is in his hand to clear his threshing floor and to gather the wheat into his granary. But the chaff he will burn with unquenchable fire. Now when all the people were baptized, and when Jesus also had been baptized and was praying, the heaven was opened, and the Holy Spirit descended upon him in bodily form like a dove. And a voice came from heaven, You are my Son, the Beloved. With you I am well pleased. The Gospel of the Lord. The focus is on the baptism of Jesus, there by the Jordan River. And by the way, everyone who comes back from the Jordan River, I'm impressed by their observations. They say that the Jordan River is not really a river, it's like a brook. It's a very narrow body of water just trickling down that low point through the desert. And there's some vegetation, but for the most part, it's a low-lying area to where there's just this little stream that goes through. Picture that, if you will, as John, there, the baptizer, with his camel-haired shirt, eating locusts and honey, proclaiming the Messiah is to come. And there he tells people that he will baptize with water, but the one who will come will baptize with the Spirit and with fire. Many people were baptized by John at this particular point in time. How many, I don't know. But one person who was baptized was pretty important. It was Jesus. Jesus was baptized. And it says that after all the people were baptized, and when Jesus was baptized, that is when the heaven opened and the dove descended upon him. Maybe there was like this focus of light, or this sense that God was so present there that everyone took a pause and looked. But it doesn't say that they all witnessed this. But it did say the voice was heard. John the Baptist, he saw the dove. He touched Jesus. He immersed him into the water and brought him back up again. And he heard the voice. This is my Son in whom I'm well pleased. This is what we call a double attestation, for it's also found in one of the other gospel narratives. There we find that John sees Jesus and tells him, I'm not worthy so much as to tie the laces of your sandals. Here, he is predicting the Messiah to come as one who he's not worthy of tying the laces of his sandals. So there seems to be a little bit of a timing issue that's going on here. But make no mistake about it. With the baptism of Christ, God is sending a prolific message that says he is willing to go all the way down into humanity through a particular sacred action of purification in order that he may rise again. So there's something to baptism. It's not simply an act or a ritual, that there's actually something that's taking place within the person. Just recently I baptized a young adult. Ironically, his name was Jordan. And this young adult came and he submitted himself by faith to this most important event because he saw the faith of another person who was undergoing a great trial. And he voluntarily said, I want the faith that he has. I'm not going to tell you who that person was, but he meant a great deal to him. That faith touched him. He then says, I want to be baptized. What must I do? And the most important thing is that you must submit your life in faith to the one who can save your life. Parents, godparents, do this for infants in our church. Adults do this of their own volition. And Jesus, Who does he have to submit to? He's already God. But he's showing you the eternal bookend, that from baptism to resurrection, God can be fulfilled and seen in his great glory in our life by the acts of our faith. The Messiah has come to show the way. Here, John is using this analogy like a farmer who has his pitchfork, if you will, his winnowing fork, and he is threshing the floor, gathering up all the seed. Through holy baptism, this is the way that God cleanses and purifies and brings all people to him. But all people can only come to him through the submissive nature that is within our being, to seek out God and to say, please show me the way of salvation. The threshing floor is the earthly existence. And God, with his threshing fork, is coming through. And that which does not submit to him, to his power, to his might, who scoffs at his authority and says, oh, we must keep a quiet faith and not speak of the mysteries of God in public places, they're going to be like the chaff. Jesus will not recognize them in heaven. And with an unquenchable fire, they'll be destroyed. This is harsh, I understand that. For those that submit, for those who are baptized, the voice is true. Just like it was for that young man that I baptized. With tears on his face, he knew the voice that had called him out, and the one that called him through holy baptism. Today, I challenge each of you to write back and respond about your baptism. How was that so meaningful to you? If it was as an infant, tell us what that represented to you. And is it being fulfilled today in your baptismal covenant? And then my final challenge, dearly beloved. These are disturbing times, and we need more people of faith, people to submit to God. I want you to pray about one person who needs desperately Jesus Christ in their life. And I want you to pray about how you may, in some shape or form, encourage them to be baptized. As always, go forth in the name of Christ.